I am out about an hour away from the Utah border, and I don't know if the video is picking it up, but you can see behind me the Colorado River and some beautiful mountains right behind me. But this video, I'm going to be talking about my somewhat 3-month ownership, not just there yet, but 3,500 miles that I've done in my Ranger Raptor. I've done off-roading, I've done daily driving downtown Denver. I'm doing this road trip. I've done a few road trips. So this video, I'm going to talk about the ownership experience with this truck, everything that I love about it, why you should try to get one. Please do not pay over MSRP. I see MSRP trucks almost daily for sale. But if you do, that's, your prerogative. And we're going to talk about some of the things that are a little bit challenging, as there's a helicopter about to fly over me right now. All right. So let's talk about my almost 3,500 mile ownership of this truck. I want to talk about all the good. I want to talk about all the bad. There's not a lot of bad. So if you're watching this video to hear a bunch of negative things, this isn't the video for you. I absolutely love this truck. For people who haven't watched my channel before, I used to own a Gen 2 Raptor, sold that for a Gen 1 Raptor, and I sold the Gen 1 for this Ranger Raptor. It fit my life, my family, my use much better than a full-size F-150 Raptor. And I got this truck, I believe, in May. And in the time of recording this video, it is the beginning of August. And I have put almost 3,500 miles on this truck. I have done road trips. I am on a road trip right now to Salt Lake City. I'm going to be doing the Ranger Raptor Assault School. And then I'm going to Wyoming for a weekend trip with some buddies to go off-roading. So please stay tuned for more videos. Please subscribe, and please leave a comment if there's something I'm not covering and you guys want to know. Just went over the Colorado River. There's something I'm not covering and you guys want to know, let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to talk through it. So everything about this truck has been amazing. I typically do high-speed off-roading. I don't typically do rock crawling. The reason for that is because of all the Gen 2 Raptor, all the F-150 Raptors that I've owned, they're just way too wide for a lot of the trails in Colorado. They just don't fit. So when I got this platform, I said to myself, well, now that I have a smaller vehicle width-wise, why don't I experience some of the trails in Colorado, right? And I did a video going to Argentine Pass when it just opened and all the mountain snow melted. It was unbelievable. Arguably one of the coolest things that I've ever done in an off-road vehicle. If you haven't seen that video, I highly encourage you to. And it did great. It did great. But it opened my eyes to what this truck was actually built for. And I'm gonna, go to the school where they're gonna talk more about it. This truck isn't meant for rock crawling. It's not. Because these are 32.5-inch tires, because you have to air down to 20 to 30 psi, it puts you in a very, very small tire package which ultimately lowers the clearance. And I did a lot of damage to this truck, unfortunately. Mostly cosmetic, nothing serious, thank goodness. But it didn't do great. Now, all the high-speed off-roading that I've done in this truck is so much fun. It is nimble, it is playful, it is agile. The back end, even when I'm in 4 high, kicks out so effortlessly. It's really, really fun to control, and it's really fun to play around with. I hope the video, you can see sort of what's in front of me. But man, Colorado's so beautiful. And that's what I've learned, right? They didn't build this truck for rock crawling. And the other thing that's really concerning about this truck, and maybe why it's pretty much the cheapest high-performing mid-sized truck out there, right? The TRD Trail Hunter, the TRD Pro, the AT4, the Canyon, the Bison, all of the competitors in this space, they all start about $10,000 more. Now, most of them, from my understanding, have a ton of armor underneath, and this truck doesn't. The gas tank's exposed. Almost everything outside of the front skid plate is fully exposed. Now, that is fixed with the aftermarket, which is good, but it doesn't come from the factory with all that armor. So that is, if you're looking to go more rock crawling, I would say this is probably not the truck for you. Now, if you're looking for a daily driver, if you're looking for high-speed off-roading, let's break it down. If you're looking for high-speed off-roading, where you can go fast on some somewhat smooth roads, this truck is unbelievable. And we're gonna test that at the school, and we're gonna test that in Wyoming. Because I've only done the local trails in Colorado. While they are good, they're not like the stuff in Wyoming. So I'm excited to really put it through the paces. And in that trip, I'm gonna have a Roush Supercharged Gen 1. I'm gonna have a Gen 3 37-inch package, and I'm gonna have a Bronco Sasquatch on the trip. So we're gonna get a lot of variety. The only thing we're not gonna have is a Gen 2, but it's gonna be cool to see the comparison of how all those trucks do on those trails versus the Ranger Raptor. So again, rock crawling, it's hard to say this truck is better than the other mid-size trucks. High-speed off-roading, absolutely, this is best in class. I don't think there's any other truck in this section, in this mid-size section, that can compete with this. And the third thing on why someone would buy a truck, I guess there's 4, but let's focus on this one, is the daily driving component of it. The daily driving is unbelievable, and what makes it really, really good compared to other trucks is a couple things. One is the live valve shocks. So no other truck in the mid-size section have live valve shocks, and the benefit to that is when you're on road, it adjusts accordingly. When you're in rough terrain, it adjusts accordingly. And it's not something that you need to think about. It does it on its own. Now, there's different modes that change the suspension, change the dampering, obviously. But just from a regular driving, it is so compliant. It is so smooth. It is unbelievable to drive from a day-to-day perspective. The one thing, and the motor, right? It's got the twin turbo 3-liter V6 motor. It's the most powerful motor in the class, by far. Now, the thing that isn't great, and this is a point of contention because some people don't buy for MPG, but some people do for a daily driver, is the MPGs are not that great. Now, spoiler alert, I'm gonna do a video of this road trip specifically on the MPGs, and I'll give you a very small sample size right now. I've been driving for over three hours. I have averaged around 70 miles an hour. I have gone all the way up from 5,000 feet to 9,000 feet, back down to about 5,000 feet right now, and I'm slowly going down. And I'm getting 19 MPGs. If you saw my last video, I was nowhere near that. Now, I've been driving with no traffic, right? No stop and go, pretty consistent speed. Yes, elevation change, but I'm getting over 19 MPGs over 200 miles over 3 hours. The last thing that I think people are looking for in a truck outside of rock crawling, high-speed off-roading, daily driving is the performance and potentially towing. There's no argument that this is the best performing truck in the class. There's no argument. There isn't. It's got the most powerful motor. It's got the most horsepower. It doesn't have the most torque, but it's got an amazing motor. It's the Bronco Raptor motor for arguably half the price, right? And it has live valve shocks on top of it. The towing is a problem, only because I wanted to get this truck for high-speed off-roading, daily driving, and the ability to tow my Shelby GT 350R to different tracks across the United States. The problem is that this only tows 5,500 pounds. So with that being said, it obviously has to be an open trailer, which is fine. It has to be a lightweight trailer, and the car has to be, 3,500 pounds, which the Shelby's around 3,800 pounds. So I'm cutting it real close to the limit. And that, I don't like that. I want, if this could do 6,000 pounds, that would, not be a problem whatsoever. You can find a trailer for about 1,500 pounds. Let's say the Shelby weighs 3,800 pounds. With that, it's, 53 to 5,500 pounds, right? Right at the limit. But when you have 6,000 towing, you're well under the limit. You're good. You can even put spare tires back there, all that fun stuff. So to close the loop, I've put almost 3,500 miles on this truck. I've daily driven it to downtown Denver for work, errands, kids practice. I've done road trips. I've done rock crawling. I've done high-speed off-roading, and I absolutely love this truck. I would not hesitate whatsoever, if you're thinking about getting one, to get one. Please try to find a dealer that does MSRP. There's plenty of them out there. I got this truck from Woodhouse in Nebraska. They were probably the best buying experience that I've ever had in my life, and I've owned about 15, 20 cars. It was awesome. And the safety net that you have is, hey, if I buy it and I don't like it, the reality of you losing money is very slim. Because these are new trucks, because a lot of them are selling over MSRP, you could probably buy it, drive it for a couple thousand miles, see if you like it, and if you don't, trade it in or sell it, and you probably won't be out a lot of money unless you pay over sticker, obviously. From a family perspective, how everybody fits, because I know that's a big deal for folks too. I have 2 little kids, 4 and 3 years old, so they're still in car seats and booster seats. They fit perfectly fine back there. Yes, there's no AC vents out there, but this thing, I've had my kids tell me they're cold in the back when you get the AC cranking at full speed. So that is not a problem if you're concerned about it. We've had 100-degree weather weeks in Denver, which is abnormal, but it's never been a problem. The heat has never been a problem, not once. And everything is so nice to the touch. Everything feels well built. Like, it feels super comfortable, especially for the price point. And when you compare this to a Gen 1 Raptor, it's almost no comparison. Yeah, you lose a lot of the width, but from a seat comfort, from the touch and feel everything, the steering wheel, the paddle shifters, like all of it is incredible. So I absolutely love this truck. If you're thinking about it, definitely get it. Now, if you've stayed and watched this entire video, I'll give you guys a little life update and what's been going on the past 3 weeks. I bought a house in Texas, and I will be moving to Texas in a couple weeks. So I've been dealing with a lot of that. I've been focusing on work, obviously, a lot. I know I was uploading videos pretty regularly, and it just, you know, life has come in the way. I'm really excited about the content that I'm going to be doing over the next 5 days or so. And unfortunately, the time I have in this truck is most likely limited. Because I bought a new house, it's not wise of me to have this brand new truck that I just bought in May and have the Shelby GT350R. So I'm gonna need to buy a cheaper vehicle for the time being, and that's most likely gonna happen by the time I move to Texas or shortly after I move to Texas. But I just want to let everybody know, the people that are watching this video all the way through, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your support. I love all the interactions that we've had. I love all the new folks that are either in a Ranger Raptor, thinking about a Ranger Raptor, or just ultimately want to learn about ownership experience with the Ranger Raptor. And I wanted to give you a little bit of a personal life update. But that's it for now. I have, I don't know, probably 4 more hours of driving to do. So if you guys want to see MPG of this road trip, I'll do a video on that. If you guys want to see the Raptor Assault School, which I've done the Focus RS Academy, I did the Gen 2 Raptor Assault School. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited to be a part of this one. And then I'm going to do 2 full days of high-speed off-roading in Wyoming with some buddies. Please keep a lookout for that. Please subscribe so you're notified when those videos come out. But that's it for now. I appreciate you guys watching. Peace.